Dave Thompson, I'm going to hold him off until we get down to another resolution. Let's start with new business resolution 021-10, personnel resignations, employment and status changes. Could you read the resolution, please?
Whereas the Little Miami Local School District was declared to be in fiscal emergency on July 13, 2010, and whereas the Financial Planning and Supervision Commission for the Little Miami Local School District has been created pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 336005 to ensure the fiscal integrity of the Little Miami Local School District. And whereas the Commission has statutory responsibility to approve the district's actions regarding fiscal matters for the Little Miami Local Schools, and whereas the district has presented the following list of personnel status changes that were approved at the December 14, 2010 Board of Education meeting. Under Superintendent's Report for Personnel, there is exempted personnel employment, and these are replacements. For the first one is a person retiring, and the second one is because of the assistant treasurer moving to the treasurer. This is replacing the assistant. Then we have certified personnel leave of absence, certified personnel substitute employments, classified personnel resignation, classified staff substitutes, and supplemental contract employments. Whereas these personnel actions are within current appropriations, and whereas these actions are pursuant to Little Miami Local School District Board resolutions dated December 14, 2010, and are not taken by the Commission pursuant to 336007A11. Now therefore be it resolved that the Commission approves the aforementioned District Board resolution to make the above changes in contracts by following procedures to the extent possible in the negotiated agreements and Ohio Revised Code.
Having heard the resolution, could I have a motion on the floor, please?
So moved.
Mrs. Castleman, second.
Second.
Mr. Bueller? Any questions? Comments? Hearing none, can we have a roll call?
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mrs. Castleman? Yes. Mr. Hurst?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes. Resolution 22-10, through purchase orders in excess of $5,000. Read the resolution.
The first two resolutions are the same as read in the previous one. So I'm going to say, whereas the district has presented the following list of purchase orders in excess of $5,000. There's PO 1100-858, 1100-873. Oh, wait a minute. Let me tell you, we have the second page at Staple is a modified. They had to add a couple purchase orders today, so 1100-858 are on both. 1100-873, 1100-874 has been added. That is CDW government for the antivirus renewal for the computers. 1100-888 is on both of them. 1100-889, those are both insurances. And 1100-890 is Battelle for kids. And that purchase order is the final of a 3-year agreement with Battelle for testing of students as part of a program they were doing. And this is the final payment in the final year of the program.
Having heard the resolution, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Hurst, second.
Second.
Mr. Bueller? Questions regarding these purchase orders? Hearing none, do I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mrs. Castleman? Yes. Mr. Hurst?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes. Before we make a motion on the next resolution, which is 024-10, I would like to make a few comments. The district has been operating far above the operating standards adopted by the State Board of Education. They do have, I'm sure, a wonderful program that is good for kids. The problem is, it's costing them over $5 million more than they have revenue to pay. You know, the comment was made, run it like a business. How can you run a business with a $5 million deficit? You can't do that. You've got to reduce something, or you've got to cut your costs somewhere to get down to the point where you can pay. The operating standards were adopted by the State Board of Education as being something that all districts in Ohio must comply with. I think that's the point where we start. lot of districts in Ohio that have the same problems. They're doing basically the same thing that we're doing, only they're doing it on their own. At some point, we've got to come up with a mixture of revenue increases and expenditure reductions and where they meet. $5 million is an awful lot of money to come up with. It's been told time after time in this district that people are not willing to fund the extra programs. So evidently, that's how I read it. When people continually turn down levies to fund a good program, they're saying that's not what they want. So what we're going to do first, and what I'm asking first, is this resolution that directs the school district to operate starting next year at state operating standards. And Dan has already put that into a format here that he would use as a guideline to go on. This does not include athletics. That's not part of this operating standards. And it does not include whatever else he said here, closing the facilities at 4 o'clock. Now, if those are something that we want to impose later, then we can do that. But all we're talking about right now are meeting the operating standards as established by the State Board of Education. Having said that, I'd like to have a resolution to discuss, motion to discuss resolution 24-10, direction to reduce and force. Actually, I will make that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Beeler. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you read the resolution, please?
Whereas the Little Miami Local School District was declared to be in a state fiscal emergency on July 13th, and whereas the Financial Planning and Supervision Commission for Little Miami Local School District was created pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 336005 to assure fiscal integrity of the Little Miami Local School District, whereas 3316-07A11 grants the Commission the authority to make reductions in force to bring the school district's budget into balance, whereas the Commission determines to exercise its powers to reduce in force by directing the district administration and Board of Education to make the necessary reductions to align the district with the operating standards as adopted by the State Board of Education, and whereas such reductions are to be finalized and prepared for the Commission for the Commission's approval at its February meeting. Be it further resolved that the Commission directs the district to take all necessary steps to ensure the reduction in force plan is carried out pursuant to ORC 3316-07A11.
That is a resolution discussion on it.
I just to make sure that I understand. Part of the resolution talks about directing, giving the authority to the district to make reductions in force. I interpret that to mean personnel.
That's personnel, that's, yeah.
Right. Now, as we, some of the comments that have been made, some of the concerns that have been addressed have dealt with credit offerings, class offerings. It's not, and I understand that the reduction in personnel sometimes necessitates the reduction in class offerings, but that still could be adjusted, and could that still be adjusted in such a way that even though you reduce the force, you continue to maintain certain class offerings, certain credit offerings, which might be somewhat beyond the standards that were listed in the state statutes?
Anybody can argue anything. My argument is a lot of the problems that we were looking at as far as the study halls, the course offerings, came from trimesters at the high school. We're going to semesters, going to eliminate a lot of that and allow different.
Well, I guess that was my next question. If we change the, like say, semesters, again, potentially part that would eliminate part of the problem, still maintain certain course offerings and certain credit hours. If it assumes the numbers come in properly.
Yeah, I think it's a fair statement, yeah.
Should this resolution pass, and there's going to be something to be presented by February. Potentially we have some status report for January meeting on how this is going.
We will, yes.
If they,
And, you know, Dan has pretty well outlined right here, is what he's gonna do, and that's, you know, the $1.2, $1.3 million that we've been working on. I do wanna say this too, I mean, they made a lot of cuts in the past. This offers another $1.2, $1.3 million, it's still not enough. I mean, that's why we have the next resolution to consider as well, because this bill does not bring us down to their revenue levels.
Dan, with your, in your presentation in the packet, these cuts would go into effect when?
Next school year, 10, 11, 11, 12. $2011, 2012 school year. And, you know, we're going to need some time to really give you the answers, maybe a little bit more than January, February, to really understand what we'll have to offer once we find out. You know, we're going to need some time. It just doesn't appear overnight with those things, but, and we'll provide our very best with what's left. Sure.
Any other questions?
Dan, as far as the, I know the projecting the enrollment is sort of like a moving target based on a bunch of variables that are in play, but the numbers that are in there, I mean, is that 4,000 or so, currently is it 3,800 is what we have this year, or what's the current enrollment?
We're 4,064, and I haven't checked in a week, but we were still enrolling some folks. I saw a great article on the data where Warren County is just completely opposite of, at least I know up north of Montgomery County Green, where you still got some huge foreclosure issues. We're really starting to see just the opposite down here, so we're starting to see some enrollment here.
So in your projection here, the reason I'm asking is because I'm concerned about the sensitivity to what any possible reductions do to enrollment, and I'm sure you factor that into your projection here, correct? So,
yeah, I think what we try to do is you target at this year's enrollment, and then by getting those additional closures and getting the grade levels, then we can look at, okay, it came in at 38.53 now. Can we do a mid-year RIF? What do we want to do? Do we offer it differently? It gives us the ability then to start managing above or low, you know, whatever happens. I mean, that's the best way I can explain that. In other words, one of the things that I had our team looking at is start to look at what number do we start looking at rebuilding configuration. I gave you the data and talked a little bit about split scheduling, how it's really going to be tough to do that old traditional split scheduling piece because of the 100 square miles and what we have to transport. There's an opportunity for us to get, you know, we're at 4 buildings next year, but I even said, what would it take enrollment-wise to get to 3? What would it take? Could we do it mid-year? And I think, you know, could we all get our stuff and get out and get ready for January? You know, I don't know all those things, but when you start closing it into grade levels like this, then you got a chance to manage it a lot better, depending on what that is. And who's to say you wouldn't grow a little bit? I don't know, or stay the same. I don't know those answers. You know, we still had quite a bit of enrollment last year, which I was surprised. I don't, you know, my thoughts are we're not going to grow, and we're probably going to decline. How much, I don't know. But this will give us a better ability to manage it, to meet the 25-to-1 district-wide that is set by these state minimums, state operating standards. I got to get used to that. Does that help?
I had another question.
Okay.
I was going to sit down all the way. Tell me what happens with programming once, under this proposal, you bring back the the staff personnel that you've listed on the one page, the positions that would come back in? How's that going to impact?
4.3 positions?
Well, I'm here, it says that you've got, you break down this category of positions on the 4.3 ESP positions. What happens when you bring them? You said these are people actually going to be bring back.
Yeah, those are
Or
counselors.
positions you're going to bring back.
Yeah, those are counselors, so, or counselors, there's a thing in there called visiting teacher. We don't know what it is, but we think we need it. What we'll do is we'll get the 3K, 8 specials. Do you see those lists?
Well, that's what I'm looking at mainly.
Right.
According to this, you're going to have, for kindergarten, 8th grade, you are going to have an art teacher, a physical education teacher, and a music teacher. So I presume there'll be some type of art, physical education, music programs for kindergarten through 8th grade.
What's the
We're
type?
gonna look and see what we think is what's best to offer our kids. You know, what's interesting, and this is a really interesting piece, we got people coming from all over to take a look at this core science specialist that we've been doing all around the area. We're finding it interesting because we're seeing some great results with it. Now, nobody's done it before, but we put it in place of that, and then we're rolling them through the art, music, and phys ed in a different manner, in other words. So we would like the opportunity to, once we get here, look at enrollment, see how it shakes out with the bump process, with, who's left, in terms of licensure, and then we'll start to help make those decisions. At the high school level, it's completely different. We want to make sure that we're trying really hard to offer what our kids need to be competitive. We're not going to give up our kids, I promise you that. But down there's a good chance now that we look and see what we have left. What do we want to provide for each grade level? What we want to do at K2 might be a little bit different than that 3rd and 4th building, right? And we're going to get some input from our teachers and our principals and look at the licensure. It's going to be way different than maybe what we provide at 5, 7. So take and make sure we're meeting the needs, state them, or the operating pieces, and then we're going to figure out the program. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Now, you move from the trimester to semesters.
And no more teaming.
Okay. Will that change have an impact on the kid that's got 3 study halls in one year? Will they have fewer study halls?
We're going to hope it does.
I mean, it should, right?
Yeah.
Because as I understand this trimester schedule now, just from
Problem is-
personal family experience,
The problem
when
is,
they take certain classes, you take.
we have to look at some different policies for my juniors and seniors. Okay, you're coming in as a freshman, and maybe the sophomore class, we could probably see some improvement there. But your juniors and seniors have already got, I know couples here, they've already got 24 credits. Now, they still need our senior English, they still need government. But, are we going to say, come in for 2 periods, and do we still get funding for that? We've got to check on that yet. Or do I require some online stuff? Do I make them take college? Well, I don't know all that stuff yet. And our juniors are the same way. So we've got some work to do yet. I've got a lot of juniors, we've got to look at our numbers and take a look at a lot of those things. We'll get the inputs on. But what you're going to see is, whether we go to the traditional 6 or 7, I'd like to see us go to 7 so that we could, I don't know if I have enough staff to offer as many electives as I can. I know it's not going to be, we've already cut 116 sections. We'll have to probably cut a little bit more. And you're going to probably have to get creative with electives with regards to what you have left in terms of, once you build your course. You maximize your course and then you start planning a schedule around that. Does that make sense? And the course being math and science, and English and social studies. Now, I don't know, and everybody's been calling and board here, is getting all kinds of nasty emails about we're cutting all the French and all the Spanish. No, we have not made any of those decisions yet. We just haven't. Are we going to be able to offer what we're offering? No, we're not going to be able to offer what we have now, but we'll try our best to get the very best for our kids and whatever's left. I promise you that. And will we want them to change away and take away from not having study halls? Well, sure. We don't want kids just sitting around doing. And what we had gone to, just so that you understand, is, and my philosophy is very strong in this area, I didn't want kids taking study halls here. I came here in '97, eliminated study halls. why I did that. We're here to learn. Study hall is not what it's about. We put in extra help programs. We have a thing called the bonus period where we can get some serious quality time with teachers learning. We maximized our day. I wanted teachers teaching. I wanted support staff watching study hall. We don't have that anymore now. We're going to have to do some different things. Teachers are going to have to do the supervision pieces and, the very same things that taxpayers hate. The no-nos hate, the very same things that we hated before, but it doesn't mean we can't make it work, right? I mean, we got to. So, that's where we're at. We'll just wait and see how it all shakes out. But the trimester's gone, the teaming's gone, and let us work with specials yet. I don't know about those yet.
Those specials that are identified by the operating standards, there's 8 of them, they have to have at least 5 of those, and they have to have 1 for every 1,000.
One for every,
Every 5.
5 for every 1,000.
5 for every 1,000.
So right now, we're going to target 20 total. I think we've got right around, 15.7 identified, 15.2, or something like that.
They need 4.5 to bring them up to the standards.
We're not allowed to go below the standard, are we? That's where we're at.
Any other questions? Hearing none, would you have roll call, please?
Mr. Beeler?
Yes.
Mrs. Councilman?
Yes.
Mr. Hurst?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.